What if Thor fought Conan? This story starts off with the Watcher recounting a story of how, in an alternate universe, he once saw Thor chasing after his brother Loki. He followed his half-brother into a cavern with many tunnels, but these weren't ordinary tunnels. They led to different dimensions and lands. And on this occasion, Thor went down a tunnel that led him to ancient Hyboria, home to Conan the Barbarian. When Thor emerged from the cave, he was sapped of his memories and the full measure of his godly strength. While still disoriented, Thor came across a group of soldiers hunting Conan. But before he can get all his questions answered, Conan attacks them by dropping large rocks from above. Thor races up the mountainside and confronts the barbarian. The two warriors face each other down, and then Thor leaps at Conan. The pair tumble down the mountain, but quickly recover themselves, and their fierce battle continues. Conan uses his broadsword while Thor uses his trusty hammer. When Thor manages to disarm Conan, the barbarian lifts a massive rock and hurls it at the god of thunder, knocking him down. When Thor gets up, the two mighty warriors charge at one another. But Thor is no mere mortal and easily overpowers Conan, sending him flying into the mountainside. Conan is so impressed by Thor's strength, he decides to befriend Thor. Thor then explains how he has no memory of who he is or where he comes from. So Conan decides to take Thor to a tavern. As they drink ale, Thor asks about the gods, and Conan mentions that legends say Crom sleeps on top of an impossibly high mountain. Thor decides he will try to climb the mountain and seek Crom's counsel. Conan doesn't like the idea, but agrees to lead his new friend there. After a long journey, they reach the mountain of Crom. At first, Conan tries to accompany Thor, but no mere mortal has the strength or the energy to accomplish the task, and so decides to wait at the bottom. When Thor finally reaches the top, he indeed finds Crom, sitting there on a giant throne. Thor pleads to Crom, and Crom answers him. He reminds Thor that he is the god of thunder, and from Asgard. But he also tells Thor that he is from the future, and does not belong here, and because he is so far from Asgard, his strength is diminished. This knowledge restores Thor's memories. Crom then asks Thor to offer up his hammer to him, as proof that he will not try to take power in this time. When Thor refuses Crom uses his godly power to take control of the hammer and send it far away. He then tells Thor to be gone. Thor comments that a god should be benevolent, not indifferent or malevolent, and that Crom should have helped him find a way home instead of trying to reduce his power even more, since Thor is no threat to Crom in this era, the era of Crom. When Thor meets up with Conan, they set off again, but this time they go looking for Thor's hammer. Unfortunately, the hammer has fallen into the hands of an evil wizard, Thoth Amon, who has been channeling its power to cause all manner of natural disaster to befall the land. Eventually, Thor and Conan track down the wizard and break into his lair. Thor goes for the wizard as Conan keeps his minions busy. It's an epic battle, with Conan slashing away at multiple lizards. Meanwhile, Thor enters into a battle of wills with the wizard, both trying to take control of Mjolnir. Thinking fast, Thor calls down a mighty lightning bolt, hitting both of them. The attack works, disintegrating the evil wizard. But in his diminished state, Thor also falls, unable to recover from the powerful attack. As Thor dies, he tasks Conan with returning the hammer to Crom, so that he may know how a true god should conduct himself, in service and sacrifice to mortals.